So these are the Sony WF-C700N. They're Sony's newest entry-level ANC earbuds, and personally I really like these earbuds because I feel that these are the most comfortable earbuds Sony has made so far, because their sculpt is super sleek. Nonetheless, today we're going to see how the WF-C700N stack up to staples like the Galaxy Buds 2 and Beats Studio Buds.
Regarding pricing, the WF-C700Ns have a retail price of $120, but knowing Sony, I am willing to bet that they will go on sale from time to time. But regardless, the Beats Studio Buds have a retail price of $150, and then there are the Galaxy Buds 2, which also have a retail price of $150, but they like to go on sale for $110. Nonetheless, if you want to pick any of these earbuds up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, pick up a Big Head approved hat, linked down below. We've got trucker hats and snapbacks. By buying a hat, you help the unbiased and unsponsored videos coming, and it also helps us cover more products and produce more versus videos. Thank you to everyone who's already bought a hat, and look out for more designs coming soon. Now first, let's talk about these cases. Now, the Sonys have a cylindrical case. This lid has a very satisfying snap to it whenever you open or close it, and it has some very strong magnets in it. Overall, I like this case, and when compared to the Galaxy Buds 2 and Studio Buds case, I feel the Sony's case is the least noticeable when it's in your pocket. Now, the Galaxy Buds 2 case isn't super noticeable either, but then there's the Studio Buds case, which has a very large surface area to it. But unfortunately, Sony's case and the Studio Buds don't have wireless charging, whereas the Galaxy Buds 2 do. So from a feature standpoint, the Galaxy Buds 2 have the best case here. But from a convenience standpoint, I think the Sonys have the best case here because it's the least noticeable when it's in your pocket.
But when it comes to battery life, this is an area where the WF-C700Ns do struggle to keep up. Now, these earbuds have an advertised combined battery life of 15 hours with the active noise cancellation turned on. The earbuds themselves can go for 7.5 hours, and the case can supply one full additional charge. But if you were to use these earbuds with the active noise cancellation turned off, then they're going to have a combined battery life of 20 hours. But with the Studio Buds, if you were to use them with the active noise cancellation turned on, they're going to have an advertised combined battery life of 15 hours. And if you were to use them with the active noise cancellation turned off, then they're going to have an advertised combined battery life of 24 hours. However, just given the sheer size of this case, that isn't super impressive. And finally, there are the Galaxy Buds 2, which have an advertised combined battery life of 20 hours with the active noise cancellation turned on. And if you were to use them with the active noise cancellation turned off, then they should be able to go for as long as 29 hours. So even though Sony's case is very small and I really like the snap of the lid, at the end of the day, the Galaxy Buds 2 do have the best case here because this case does have wireless charging, and these earbuds do have significantly better battery life than the Sony WF-C700Ns.
But now let's talk about fit. Now, all three of these earbuds are in-ear earbuds, but with both the Sony WF-C700Ns and Galaxy Buds 2, these are standard fitting in-ear earbuds, as in they go into your ear canals a decent amount. Whereas the Beats Studio Buds, these are a pair of shallow fitting in-ear earbuds like the AirPods Pro or the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro, as in they don't go in as deep into your ear canal like these other two earbuds. This means the Studio Buds feel more comfortable than these other two earbuds because they don't feel as intrusive, but the trade-off here is that they do like to wiggle out a lot more than these other two earbuds. So if you're looking for the earbuds here with the most comfortable fit, then you'll want to go with the Studio Buds, but if you're looking for the earbuds here with the best lockdown, then you'll want to go with the Sonys.
Now, when it comes to connectivity, with all of these earbuds, each earbud establishes a connection with your phone. So if you just want to use one earbud at a time, you can use either one, it doesn't matter. And this is the connection setup that we expect to see from all of our earbuds nowadays. But for right now, Sony's earbuds can only be connected to one device at a time. However, Sony does promise that in a future firmware update that's due out in the summer of 2023, these earbuds will be able to be connected to any two devices at the same time, which is really good if you're a power user with devices from different ecosystems. Whereas with the Galaxy Buds 2, these are a really good option if you're a Samsung power user because you're going to be able to hot swap between all of your different Samsung Galaxy devices. And the Studio Buds are a really good option if you're an Apple power user because you're going to be able to hot swap between all of your different Apple devices. But I feel that once the Sonys get their firmware update, which again is due out in the summer of 2023, these are going to be the better option for power users that aren't just loyal to just one ecosystem. Because with the Sonys, these will be able to be connected to any two Bluetooth devices at the same time. So for example, if you have an Android device and a MacBook Pro, then these earbuds are going to be able to hot swap between the two. But when it comes to overall performance, all of these earbuds have zero latency across the board when watching movies or videos on your phone, whether you're using an iPhone or an Android device. And when it comes to audio codecs, all of these earbuds have support for SBC and AAC, which is a very standard stack for entry-level earbuds like these.
Now, when it comes to actually listening to music with these earbuds, first off, the Galaxy Buds 2 have the brightest all-around sound signature here, as in they like to put an emphasis on the mids and treble. But they do have an adjustable EQ, and I like to use them while they're set in their dynamic EQ, because in their dynamic EQ, their mids and treble get relaxed a little bit and the bass comes in stronger. But the thing about these earbuds is this app only works on Android. So if you're an iPhone user, you're not going to be able to adjust their EQ and you're going to be missing out on many other features as well. But then there are the Sony WF-C700N. Now these have a warmer sound signature to them because they do have a lot of bass to them, but the vocals are also pretty strong on these earbuds. Where these earbuds do struggle is when it comes to giving some detail to the instrumentals. Nonetheless, these earbuds sound good enough to get the job done, but more importantly, their app works both on Android and iOS. So whatever phone you're using, you're going to be able to adjust their EQ to your liking. If you want more bass, you can do that, or if you want a brighter EQ, you can also do that. And finally, there are the Studio Buds. Now, whether you're an iPhone or an Android user, you're going to be able to mess around with the settings on these earbuds. On iPhone, these settings are found in the Bluetooth menu, and with Android, there's a separate app that you can download. But the point is, you can't directly adjust the EQ on these earbuds, but personally, I really don't care, because I really like how these earbuds sound. Now, the Studio Buds have a very dynamic sound signature to them. They have strong vocals, and they have a very strong bass, which resonates much deeper than these other two earbuds, and it also has a good punch to it. But even though these earbuds have a lot of bass to them, the vocals and instrumentals are still very clear on them. And more importantly, these earbuds have better instrument separation than these other two earbuds. So overall, when it comes to sound quality, the Studio Buds are my top pick here, but the Sonys are my second choice. Plus, you can change their EQ to your liking, whether you're an iPhone or an Android user. Now, when it comes to controlling your media, both the Sony and Studio Buds are using physical buttons, and this can actually be a deciding factor for some people, because some people just don't want to have to deal with touchpads on their earbuds. But then there are the Galaxy Buds 2, which are using touchpads. Now, overall, these touchpads are very accurate and they're very easy to use. But with these, if you go into their app and activate the Touch the Edge feature, if you have these earbuds properly set up, then you're going to be able to control your music, adjust your volume, and switch between your ANC settings, thus giving the Galaxy Buds 2 the most robust media controls on them.
But also, the Galaxy Buds 2 are the only earbuds here that have built-in proximity sensors. So these are the only earbuds here that will automatically play and pause your music when you take them out of your ears and put them back in. And personally, I do feel that the lack of proximity sensors on both the Beats Studio Buds and Sony WF-C700N is rather inconvenient. But now let's talk about the active noise cancellation on these earbuds. Now, since these are entry-level ANC earbuds, don't expect them to block out as much noise as a pair of more premium ANC earbuds. Because right now, when it comes to overall ranking, the AirPod Pro 2 are currently my #1 earbuds when it comes to active noise cancellation, closely followed by the Bose QC earbuds 2. Below them are the Sennheiser Momentum 3s. Below them are the Sony WF-1000XM4s. Below them are the LinkBud S. Below them are the Jabra Elite 85Ts. Below them are the Jabra Elite 7 Pros. Below them are the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro. And below them are the Pixel Buds Pro. Now, below the Pixel Buds Pro are the Sony WF-C700Ns. Below them are the Jabra Elite 4s. Below them are the Beats Studio Buds. Below them are the Galaxy Buds 2. And below them them are the Sennheiser CX Plus. So, like I said, don't expect these entry-level ANC earbuds to block out as much noise as a pair of more premium ANC earbuds, but I do feel that it's very important to point out that the Sony WF-C700Ns do block out a little bit more noise than both the Beats Studio Buds and Galaxy Buds 2. But like I've said in the past, I only use the active noise cancellation on my earbuds when I have to, and what's really important to me is the quality of their ambient mode. Now, all of these earbuds have an ambient mode, but I do feel that the ambient mode on the Galaxy Buds 2 is the most artificial one sounding here, whereas the Studio Buds have the most natural sounding ambient mode, and this microphone array does the best job here of blocking out wind noise when walking outdoors. And then there are the Sonys, which are right in the middle, but they do like to pick up more wind noise than the Studio Buds when you're walking outdoors. But at least with the Sonys, you can adjust their ambient mode to your liking, which is something that you can't do with the Studio Buds. But finally, here's the microphone test. Now, overall, I do feel that the Studio Buds have the worst performing microphone here. Now, with all of these earbuds, I do sound a little robotic and my voice isn't super focused. But with all of these microphones, I do feel that they're decent enough to take phone calls with while in a quiet room. But what separates these earbuds is the way that they deal with noise pollution, because right now, the Galaxy Buds 2 are doing the best job here of reducing this road noise while still keeping my voice front and center. Now, the Sonys are trying to reduce this road noise, but there is some interference going on with my voice. But then there are the Studio Buds where you can barely even hear my voice. Now, when it comes to blocking out chatter, the Studio Buds are doing a better job here, but there is still a noticeable amount of interference going on with my voice. Now, the Galaxy Buds 2 are also trying to reduce this chatter, but there is a noticeable amount of interference going on with my voice. But finally, here are the Sony WF-C700Ns, which I do feel are doing the best job here of dealing with this chatter. So if you do plan on taking lots and lots of phone calls with your earbuds, you might want to go with the Sonys or Galaxy Buds 2. Personally, I do lean a little bit more towards the Sony, but definitely I would stay away from the Beats Studio Buds.
So with all that being said, the Galaxy Buds 2 are still the earbuds here where you get the best bang for your buck. They have the most features here because they have wireless charging, they have proximity sensors, and they have touchpads which give you a lot more control over your media and earbuds directly from the earbuds themselves. Plus, they also have the best battery life here, which is a huge deal. However, if you want to get the most out of these earbuds, you do have to be an Android user. Now, the Studio Buds are the best sounding earbuds here because of their very dynamic sound signature, but they also have the largest case here, which is super inconvenient. And they don't have wear sensors. But then there are the Sony WF-C700Ns. Now, these block out a little more noise than both the Studio Buds and Galaxy Buds 2. They also play nice with both Android and iOS, and they also have the smallest and most convenient case here. But where the Sony WF-C700N really struggle here when compared to these other two earbuds is their battery life. 15 and 20 hours is fine, but it is lagging when compared to these other two earbuds. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.